All right, if you feel like you're not good enough and you have maybe an anxious attachment style or maybe you have an avoidant attachment style, this map right here is literally the brain neural pathway that you have in your mind that keeps you stuck in this loop of needing to do and say the right things to get someone else to receive and perceive you in a positive light so that you can get your need met, so that you can then just go back around in the loop and then try and do and say the right thing again to consistently get a positive reaction out of a person. Now, what this does is this turns you into a chameleon. This turns you into a people pleaser because you constantly have to update what you do and say to make sure the person that you don't want to leave you reacts in a positive light so your needs get met, because you have an unconscious belief that you're not good enough. So what happens is if you do and say the wrong thing, quote unquote, for the person and they perceive you in a negative way, you get triggered. And what happens when our brain gets triggered? Our brain says we're going to die, we're going to get abandoned, we're going to get rejected, we're going to get neglected, and all of a sudden we start to panic. Now, panic can look like a lot of different things. You can have a collapse response, you can break down, you can freeze, go into dorsal vagal shutdown, you can actually explode, you can get really angry and get upset. But the whole point is when you panic, you come down here, you feel shame. Now you are leaving the connection of the relationship, you want to get away, you want the other person to either come closer, but they leave, right? And then you feel shame and then you feel a need to fix it. Oh no, I did something wrong, I said something wrong, but I need to fix it. It's my fault. Something's wrong with me. So it brings you back into this negative feedback loop where you have to do and say the right thing to get a positive response so your need will get met. But ultimately, the reason why this pattern is never going to work for you is because you have a fundamental underlying belief in the background that says, I'm not good enough. Now, until you can fix this pattern is going to run your life. It's run my life for years. My 7-year relationship, been married for about 3 years now. I would always feel like I needed to do and say the right thing so that she has a positive response, so that she loves me, so that she tells me that she cares about me, so she doesn't leave. And when I did that, guess what? There's a little part of me that I lost because I would have to shape and mold myself to do and say the right thing. But the problem with this program is that you can do and say the quote unquote right thing, but they still perceive it in a negative way. Right? You can do and say the perfect thing. You can actually show up really well, but the other person is having an emotional response. The other person's having a trigger. And then that triggers you, it causes panic, and then you go into shame. Sometimes the panic works. Maybe if we break down enough, maybe if we get loud enough, maybe if we run away, the person will chase us. Oh no, now they're afraid. And then apparently our need gets met. But it always comes back to this piece where I need to do and say the right thing to get them to perceive and receive me in a positive light. And it never fixes the underlying problem. This is why hypnosis is so powerful, because you have to go behind the program and recode the entire server. You have to literally recode your nervous system so that this system is not what's running your life. Because as long as this is the problem, not good enough, you will never, ever, 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 ever in a billion, million years have a healthy relationship. Even if you have a healthy partner, it will turn into a dysfunctional relationship because you are pretending to be someone you're not so that you can get a positive response, so that your needs will get met, so you won't be abandoned, and it just feeds right back into the belief that I'm not good enough. Hope this helped.